The line at the bank stretched all the way to the entrance. People checked their phones impatiently. Some sighed loudly. Others glanced at the clock every few seconds. Nathan Brooks stood quietly near the back with his 6-year-old daughter, Sophie. She was holding a stuffed rabbit with one missing ear. "Daddy," she whispered, "are we rich?" Nathan smiled. "Why?" "You always say we're lucky." He crouched beside her. "Lucky and rich aren't always the same thing." She considered that seriously. "Can we be both? Maybe someday." The little girl nodded as if a major business deal had just been completed. 20 minutes later, they finally reached the customer service counter. Nathan placed a worn debit card on the desk. "Good afternoon," he said politely. "I'd like to check an account balance." The young banker smiled. "No problem." Before she could begin, a loud voice interrupted. "Oh, this should be interesting." Several customers turned. A woman wearing designer sunglasses stood nearby despite being indoors. Everything about her screamed wealth, from the luxury handbag to the expensive jewelry. Her name was Vanessa Grant. Most people in Chicago recognized her. She had inherited a fortune, appeared regularly in business magazines, and never missed an opportunity to remind people she was successful. Her private banker stood beside her carrying several folders. Vanessa glanced at Nathan's faded jacket and old work boots. Then she laughed. "Checking the balance before payday?" Nathan looked confused. "Excuse me?" "Nothing," she replied, smiling. "I'm just curious how much optimism is required to stand in a bank line looking like that." A few uncomfortable chuckles came from nearby. The banker behind the desk looked horrified. Nathan simply shrugged. "I just want to see my balance." That answer somehow made Vanessa laugh even harder. "That's adorable." Sophie frowned. "Why is she laughing?" Nathan squeezed her shoulder gently. "Because some people don't know better." The room became quiet. Vanessa's smile faded slightly. Not because he sounded angry, because he sounded genuinely sympathetic. The banker cleared her throat and inserted Nathan's card. A moment later, her expression changed, then changed again. She blinked, looked at the screen, looked at Nathan, looked back at the screen. "Sir," Nathan noticed immediately. "Problem?" "No." She swallowed. "No problem at all." Vanessa rolled her eyes. "Oh, come on, how dramatic can a checking account be?" The banker hesitated. Bank policy prevented discussing private financial information, but Nathan nodded. "It's fine." "Sir, you can show me." The banker turned the monitor toward him. Nathan glanced at the number. "Okay." That was all. Just okay. No celebration. No surprise. No reaction. The banker looked like she was struggling to breathe. Vanessa stepped closer. Curiosity had completely replaced amusement. "What is it?" Nobody answered. Vanessa moved slightly to the side, and then she saw the screen. Her smile disappeared instantly. The account balance contained more zeros than she expected. Far more. The room suddenly felt very quiet. "That's," she began, then stopped. The number wasn't just impressive. It was extraordinary. Enough to buy buildings, companies, entire neighborhoods. Vanessa stared. "This has to be a trust account." "No." "A business account?" Nathan shook his head. "Personal." Several nearby customers exchanged shocked glances. Even the security guard looked curious. Vanessa blinked repeatedly. "But you look like—" "A guy in work boots?" She didn't answer, because that was exactly what she had been about to say. Nathan smiled. "I am a guy in work boots." The little girl tugged on his sleeve. "Daddy, are we rich now?" The room listened carefully. Nathan picked her up. Then he answered. "Sweetheart, we were rich before we walked in here." Vanessa frowned. "How?" Nathan looked at his daughter. "At home, someone is always happy to see me." Sophie's face lit up. He continued. "I get to eat dinner with my favorite person every night." She hugged him immediately. "And every morning I wake up knowing exactly what matters." For the first time, nobody in the bank was looking at the account balance. They were looking at him. Vanessa lowered her eyes. The embarrassment on her face was impossible to hide, because she finally understood something. The money wasn't what made the moment powerful. It was the fact that Nathan never needed anyone to know he had it. He hadn't dressed to impress strangers. He hadn't demanded attention. He hadn't corrected assumptions. He simply lived his life. The banker finished printing the statement. Nathan thanked her. Then he turned to leave. As he passed Vanessa, he stopped briefly. Have a good day? No sarcasm. No revenge. No victory speech. Just kindness. And somehow that felt worse. Because while Nathan walked away holding his daughter's hand, Vanessa remained frozen beside the counter, staring at a screen that had revealed a fortune. And realizing that the wealthiest person in the room hadn't been the one laughing,